If you want a build that can dominate the stage and win tons of VC, then this is the build for you. This build unlocks all of the best dribble moves in the game and is the best offensive guard build to touch NBA 2K24. I smack contested shot after contested shot with this build and the defense is left with no answers. This build gets unlimited crabs on defenders like it's the build's job. It's time to reveal the money guard. What's up, guys? It's Solo back on another video. Now today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make the best guard build in NBA 2K24. Now hear me out real quick because I already know what some of you guys are thinking. You're thinking, didn't Solo already upload a best guard build video? Yes, I did, but that build is 6'4" and it is more of an all-around build. This build right here is an offensive juggernaut. It is most likely gonna be the best offensive guard build that you'll see on all of YouTube, and it will be the best guard build for threes, whether you're playing park, stage, or pro-am, and also fives, whether you're playing rec or pro-am. So I'm putting a huge disclaimer. This build is really not good at defense, but if you're playing threes or if you're playing fives, you should have a lockdown in your team that can guard ball for you. After I spent hours in the builder to perfect the attributes and get all the best animations and badges on this build, I spoke to some of the best 2K League guards, some of the best stage guards in the world, and a lot of them said that this is the build that they wish that they made. I was planning on making this build a little bit later on in the year, but I actually got called out to a wager by G-Sice on Twitter, so I made this build the other day so that I can use it when I do wager him. 92% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you're one of those people, make sure to click the red subscribe button and also turn on noties, especially if you want to see that wager. Also, if this video reaches 5,000 likes, I will drop an updated jump shot video because as you guys can see with this build right here, I go absolutely crazy in the park, in the theater, in the stage with it, and I do not miss. Without further ado, we got a quick word from today's sponsor and then we're jumping into the builder. If you guys want free money, Underdog Fantasy is doing a special for the next 2 weeks. If you use code SOLO on Underdog Fantasy, you will double your first deposit up to $500. So if you want to deposit $500, they'll match it and you'll have $1,000 on Underdog Fantasy. All it is higher or lower on your favorite player's player stats. And if you get 5 correct picks, you 20x your money. They have a ton of specials like this one for this Sunday where it's Tyreek Hill, higher or lower 86.5 total yards. And as you guys can see, 10 different people are winning $10,000 that have Tyreek Hill in their pick 'em. Also, if you use code SOLO for this weekend, you get a half a yard pick 'em for, I believe it's either Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. And if you guys are seeing this down the line, still use code SOLO because you'll probably get a special when you use it. Although this weekend, like I said, it's Lamar Jackson half a yard. If you do use my code, tweet at me. I'll add you to my Underdog Fantasy group chat. Let's jump into the build. Okay, so I am now in the My Player Builder, and the first thing it's going to ask you is, do you want to make it a rebirth build? If you guys don't have this screen popping up when you're going to create your build, all you have to do is have a 90 overall player. So if this is your first player, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to have this. But if you already have a player that's a 90 overall, make sure to go on that player, go to your quests, and find the rebirth quest, because all you have to do is like find Ronnie in the park and talk to him, and you could do this right here. You also have unlimited rebirth, so it doesn't hurt to make it a rebirth build. The next screen says create your own or NBA template. For this, we're going to want to start from scratch, and we're going to want to create our own build. I go with right hand for my players' handedness, although a lot of players love going lefty on guard, so it's all personal preference. Whatever you guys have been going with in the past is probably what you should pick. And then of course, jersey number does not matter. As I'm sure you guys know, this build will be a guard build, so I mean, you can go shooting guard. I don't know why you do that. We're going point guard for the position. Just so you guys know, position really doesn't change anything with the attributes. It's all about the physical, so the height, the weight, and the wingspan. Position is basically just for where you'd line up if you play, say, rec or pro-am or my career. For the height of our guard build, we are going to be going with 6'2". I have seen some people creating this sort of build, but at 6'4", but I like to be a little bit smaller. I just feel a little bit faster, just feels a little bit smoother at 6'2". And I also know with this type of a build, some people will also try to make like a 5'11". They'll try to make one of those really short builds since we're not going to be insane at defense, but I did pick 6'2", so that's what we're going with. And for the weight, we're going to go all the way down here to 165, the lowest weight, so that we are the fastest possible. Of course, weight changes your speed in Excel. And for the wingspan, normally on builds like this, you would go straight up minimum so that you have the highest three-point shot. You guys can see we get a 99 three-point shot at a 6'2" wingspan, but we are not getting a 99 three-point shot on this build, so we can actually raise it up to a 6'5" wingspan. Now we have the most important part of the build. We have the attributes. And I know on these type of videos, there's a bunch of build critics in the comment section that'll say, oh, well, you should have lowered your layup to this and then put your pass accuracy to this. And sure, maybe some of those people are right. I'll go through them and I'll try to answer as many people as I can or respond to as many people as I can. But with this build right here, a lot of the attributes are very specific that'll unlock you certain animations or certain badges. Like for example, standing dunk, we're going to be putting this at a 45. This is crucial. If you guys do not know, standing dunk at a 45 is one of the most important things to put on your build, because standing dunks are actually OP, and at a 45 standing dunk, you actually get two of the most important standing dunk animations. 45 standing dunk, that's literally all it takes. And you guys can see if I put it down to 0, look at the top of your screen. We're at 25 out of 99, go up to 45. That does not move. So this is a cheap attribute, and it's a no-brainer to put on any build you make this year. Next up, we're going to go to our driving dunk, and we're going to put this up to a 50 to start off. Now, let me tell you guys, as of right now, as the gameplay stands on 2K24, driving dunk is one of the most overrated attributes in the game. On my 6'4" guard build, I put a 90 driving dunk. I honestly regret that. I thought finishing was going to be a lot more overpowered, but at a 50, you actually get some of the most underrated driving dunks in the game. We're not going to stop there though, but I'm just saying, if you do want to go with a 50, 50 is actually solid, but we were able to get a 65 driving dunk on this build. Two dunk packages that you guys are going to want to look for is athletic hangs off 1 foot, and then also fist pump rim pulls. Another tip when it comes to your driving dunk animations, you don't need to throw on a bunch of driving dunk animations. I'm pretty sure the only one that I have on my play right now is actually fist pump rim pulls. But at a 50 driving dunk, as I said before, and also a 65, you actually get some of the best dunk animations in the game. We are going to be getting some of these finishing badges though, because we're going to put our driving layup up to a 75 driving layup. This will give us gold giant slayer, bronze slithery, bronze acrobat. You guys see we get silver bunny, silver float game, gold pro touch, silver scooper, and bronze whistle. Also down here, we have gold spin cycle and gold two-step. We're also going to put our close shot up one more to a 51, and we will not be touching our post control. Now here's where the build gets crazy. As I said, this is the best offensive build in the game, and we are going to go ahead and put our 3-point shot all the way up to a 96 3-point shot maxed out for this wingspan. Like I said, if you go 6'2" on the wingspan, you can get 99, but that is just so expensive. It's not worth it for what we're trying to create here. And oh my God, as you guys can see on the right side of your screen, we get gold agent 3, gold blinders, which is actually a pretty good badge this year I found, gold deadeye, gold limitless range, hall of fame catch and shoot, hall of fame green machine, and I'm not even going to read them off. You guys can see the rest of these badges. This is insane. A lot of builds do not have even one hall of fame shooting badge. But as you guys can see here, we have 8 hall of fame shooting badges and 5 gold badges. And we also get gold limitless range, which actually a lot of people are complaining about limitless range this year. They're saying it's not as good as it should be, but I feel like it's actually pretty solid. And if these complaints continue, which I think they will be making limitless range better. So this is a build that will possibly get better as the year goes on when they make limitless range better in the game. Also, we know shooting is kind of tough this year. If you go with a low 3-point shot, especially if you're not good at the game, you're going to struggle to shoot. There is a skill gap to shooting, and there's also a pure green window. So on pretty much every shot in the game, regardless of the contest, you are able to green it. And with a 96 3-point shot, we're getting a very large green window. So as you saw in the intro clips, I was greening a ton of contested shots. Next up, we're going to go to our ball handle. We're going to put this all the way up to a 95 ball handle. Now, this is going to allow us to get the best dribble moves in the entire game. And then also, once we put our speed of ball up to a 91 and then go down to our excel here, you guys can see the speed booster badge on the right side of your screen. We're going to go up to a 93 excel, which gives us a Hall of Fame speed booster, one of the best badges in the game. Also, while we're talking about excel, we are going to get a 94 excel on this build, so we'll go ahead and do that right now. But yeah, this combination gives you every single dribble move for small guards, and you get Hall of Fame speed booster. You guys can see the rest of these badges. They're insane. Handles for days, we got to put our stamina up, so we'll go ahead and do that now. We're going to put our stamina to a 99, which gives us Hall of Fame handles for days. Next up, we have our pass accuracy, which there is actually huge debates going on in the 2K community about right now. A lot of people just kind of keep their pass accuracy where it is. So right now, 95 ball handle, that requires you to have at least a 65 pass accuracy. And you can leave it at that if you want, but you don't get a pass out until you go to a 75 pass accuracy, which gives you Ja Morant. But if you continue going up to an 80 pass accuracy, you can get some of the best pass styles in the game, like the one that I use, Nikola Jokic. You can also get Steph Curry, Trae Young, and there's a few others. Pass styles make you throw passes differently. They make you throw them better. And also, I mean, I've played some people, I don't know about y'all, if you've played parquet, I've played some people that you just can tell they have a high pass accuracy. Like they're just throwing steamers around the court. And as a guard, especially one that's going to be playing a lot of stage, potentially pro-am, I not only want a really high three, a really high ball handle so that I can dribble good, shoot a lot of threes, but I want to be able to hit my teammates and be able to get them the passes fast. So I'm going with an 80 pass accuracy. Also, with the debate on pass accuracy, if you were to lower it to say a 65 and say you just don't really care about it, I did realize that there's not much else you can get on the build, so it just kind of makes sense to upgrade the pass accuracy to an 80. Next up, we're going to put our perimeter defense to a 58, and this might might seem so minor to you guys, but bronze off-ball pest is going to help out a lot. As a 6'2" guard, especially if you're playing stage or park threes or rec prim, whatever, you're going to be guarding corner with this build. You're going to have a lockdown in your team that guards ball. And a lot of people are going to try to abuse you. They're going to try to backdoor you, but with off-ball pest, that allows you to bump and harass the defenders that are trying to go by you. I can tell from experience on my build, when I didn't have this badge, I was giving up a ton of backdoors. It was just hard to just stay in front of my defender. Like, they could just go right by you. But with this badge, they actually struggle getting by you. So make sure you have a 58 perimeter. Next up, we're going to put our interior defense up to a 27. And to finish off the build, I'm going to go ahead and put our free throw up to an 80, which gives us silver free points. And if you guys do plan on playing rec or prom, I mean, you really shouldn't be missing with an 80. So this is the best guard build in the game. Once again, if you guys skip to this part of the video, sub up. We're on the road to 800K. And I'm going to say it one more time. All of the attributes that I put on this build have a meaning. All of them have a purpose. You might be thinking, why does he have a 45 standing dunk on a 6'2"? As I said earlier, you get some of the best standing dunk animations at a 45. That's all it takes, and it's so cheap to put on your build. Also, driving dunk is pretty overrated this year. A lot of casuals that are watching this video are gonna be like, oh, hell no, I'm not making this. Bro's only got a 65 standing dunk. Bro, this build is really just for shooting threes and getting open. Like, you guys can tell by that. Like, that's what all the stage guards need on their builds. They need a high three, a high ball handle, speed of the ball, and excel. But with a 65, we're getting some of the best dunk packages in the game, and a 45 standing dunk, that is actually crucial. And we also have a 94 acceleration. A lot of the best guards have only a 93, so we're going to be faster than a lot of the other best guard builds that I saw on YouTube. As I said in the intro, I spoke to a bunch of the top stage guards. I spoke to some 2K League players, and they said this build is better than the one that they made, and they potentially will make this in the future, because once I made my build, I went ahead and I hit up all of them, and I said, yo, what do you think about this build? What would you change? Or I even asked them, what would you change about your build that you made? And then I just kind of incorporated all of that information into this build. This is the build that I'm going to be playing a bunch of wagers this year with. I'm going to be playing in a bunch of tournaments, a bunch of comp games, playing stage with it. Trust me, y'all, if you are trying to make a small guard build and go crazy this year, this is the build for you. And now that we're done with the attributes on this build, we're going to click continue, and we will see the shades of this build and also what the build is called. You guys can see Rockets, Hawks, and Cavs. We got Kenny Smith, Trae Young, and Darius Garland as the shades, and we have built a 3-point shot hunter. Not the craziest of names. I know some of you guys, you know, care a lot about your build name, but if you're making a build that has a really high 3 this year, you're pretty much gonna get 3-point shot hunter every single time. And as far as the badges go on this build, because I know a lot of people are gonna wonder about these, if you guys have not done your badge perk quests, make sure to do them. They're pretty easy. This is what I have my badge perk set up onto: for Overdrive, Immunity, Drill Savant, and Scholar. And then for my floor setters, I did set the Limitless Range badge as a floor to gold, because I heard that this badge is kind of hard to keep at gold, especially if you're not pulling from the parking lot like 3 times a game every game. Keep in mind that floor setting a badge is permanent, so if you do not want this Limitless Range bag set floor to gold, then you could change it up. I also heard Unpluckable is another solid one if you guys want to go with that. You guys can see right here though, I do have Unpluckable at gold level without floor setting it. If you guys want me to drop the updated dribble moves and jump shot that I've been using on this little build right here, then make sure to go crazy on this video. Send it to a friend, drop a like. As soon as this video hits 5,000 likes, I'll be dropping the jump shot. I stream every single day on Twitch. My Twitch is in the description. It is solo_ on Twitch. So twitch.tv/solo_. Make sure to drop a follow. Come through to the streams. It's always a great time. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like the video on your screen. So go ahead, click it.